Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm reviewing one of the newest films from Netflix, Spenser Confidential. So Spenser Confidential is another team up between Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg. Obviously it's been pretty successful in the past, whether it be Deepwater Horizon, Patriot Day, Mile 22. They do have a good symbiotic relationship with each other. And I will say that Mark Wahlberg is in full Mark Wahlberg effect in this film. And I feel like Peter Berg's directorial style works well for him. He's able to really embrace the character that he's kind of born to play, this Boston cop type character. It's something that reoccurs with him constantly, and it works. I mean, I think that for people that enjoy his style of acting in the previous films from them, you're going to enjoy this movie. That being said, it is also very formulaic. It's kind of your basic run-of-the-mill cop story, something you expect to see from Mark Wahlberg. I do think there is a slightly interesting buddy cop element to it. I wish they would have fleshed that out a little bit more. Winston Duke as Hawk was an interesting character when he's on screen, and his back and forth with Mark Wahlberg's character Spenser is something that added a little bit to the movie. But they didn't do it enough, in my opinion. I feel like they could have really pushed that to a different level, and we didn't get a ton of character development with anyone in this. And that being said, it is a Netflix movie, and it is a movie that isn't trying to be an Oscar-worthy film, so it was enjoyable on those levels, but there wasn't enough meat on the bones for me when it comes to the actual story. And not to give too much away, but there is a twist involved in this movie, and it feels like every twist you've ever seen in a movie like this, so it just doesn't hit those levels of story writing. It works on the level of Mark Wahlberg being a Boston cop. There are some more comedic elements of this movie that I'm used to from Peter Berg's work, and I thought those worked well. Mark Wahlberg and his relationship with his dog was kind of endearing. I like that back and forth with him and Hawk. There were some lighthearted moments in it, but overall, it just didn't work. There were some stark tone shifts at times with this movie, and I just feel like it felt rushed. It didn't feel like a movie that was on level with his other works, but it's still decent. I would definitely say it's closer to Mile 22 than it is to something like Lone Survivor or Deepwater Horizon. Another thing about this movie that I think could have been executed a little bit better, maybe it's because I've been spoiled by films like John Wick, is the action had a lot of cuts in it. It felt like action that we had seen previous to this almost new renaissance of films like John Wick or Atomic Blonde. It has that quick cuts between things. It works well for the most part, especially for this type of film, because Mark Wahlberg is a pretty good action star, and he does get to do some good action scenes in it, and there were some, your classic tropes going on. One thing I will say about the characters, though, is some of them are almost caricatures of, your classic, typical Bostonian people, and at times that worked on a comedic level, and it does create a more endearing element to them. You feel like you're in this Boston setting, and I feel like that adds a little extra element to it when maybe it would just be a throwaway story about a throwaway city, but it feels very Boston. They captured that element of it pretty well. So all in all, those are my quick thoughts on Spenser Confidential. But it was a perfectly fine movie. I would actually give it a 5 out of 10. It's not horrible. It's not excellent. It is your classic Netflix, just enjoyable little movie. If you like Mark Wahlberg and you like Peter Berg and you like that combination together, I think you'll enjoy it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But I would go into it a little more expectations of Mile 22 than the top tier films from them, but still a worthy addition to that catalog. So if you checked out this film, let me know where it ranks with their films. Like I said, for me it's a little bit lower, but let me know how it ranks in the whole pantheon of those movies. Remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.